Hey guys, back working on the crew cab special here in the shop. I got the engine in and been a little bit of tinkering on it, and let me show you guys what I've been working on. So yeah, we got the engine in the truck. I did that off camera just because it's a pain, and got it lined up, and getting the engine into the transmission, the clutch and everything is a pain getting it all lined up. A lot of guys put the transmission together outside of the truck and then kind of snake it in like that, but I do it this way just to keep from taking the interior and stuff apart if I'm not doing all that. And that's a lot of weight hanging out here on my old cherry picker here. So I do it this way, and it's kind of a pain sometimes to get all those splines and everything lined up. I did eventually get everything lined up, and the thing eventually went together, thankfully. And got the engine in here and got it running. I don't have the radiator and stuff in here yet. Basically, I just wanted to get this thing running to hear it because this is an unknown motor to me. I got it in a package deal. I don't know anything about it other than it was sold to me as a good runner. So I wanted to hear this thing run as soon as possible before I got too far into it. I did have to do a little diagnostic on the point system. I wasn't getting any spark. I tested my points with ohm meters, so they were breaking, and the problem actually ended up being the wire coming from the distributor that goes to the coil. It wasn't getting good connection here where it hooks up to the points, and shined up that connection, and it seemed to work. So we now have a running engine. I put a new Holley 4160 on it, and this is like a 500 CFM carburetor. It's one I had laying around, so I thought it would be a good truck to put this on, this new carburetor. The thing actually runs pretty good. Originally, I didn't have power to the cab. I tried to get the thing running, and I didn't have power to the cab, but I didn't have the alternator harness hooked up, and when I hooked the alternator harness up, I ended up having power to the cab. So now we can start it off the key. I was just running it off a hot wire, and I have an external fuel tank because I haven't got the fuel tank sorted out yet because it has a locking gas cap, and I don't have the key. I've just about got it pried off of there. I have to work a little bit more. You know, last ditch effort, I'll undo the hose clamps on the inside and just pull the filler neck out and put a new one in it. But hopefully I can pry this thing off, and we'll see about the gas tank. But for now, let me fire this thing up for you so you guys can hear it run. Now, I don't have the choke hooked up yet, so this thing high idles, and I can't get it to slow down until I get that choke hooked up and it kicks the high idle off. But fires up pretty good. Still has the exhaust on it that was in it. Has a little bit of exhaust leak down here if you hear a little hissing. But I have a new exhaust to put in it, or at least a new tailpipe. But once it gets, I get the choke hooked up and get the high idle kicked down, that thing hopefully will run a little bit better, not so fast. But the high idle is there. It kicked a little bit. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna tinker with this thing some more, and as always, I'll fill you guys in when I get something done. I'll show you. Well, guys, got the crew cab out of the shop here. I think everything under the hood is pretty much done. There's a few little things they still have to do. I want to get a new air cleaner for it. I'm going to try to find one, you know, an original style. I know we have a few, but I don't really want to use them on this one. But I'll see if I find some that don't really fit the restoration stuff, and I'll see if I can splash some paint on it and throw it in here. The power steering pump, this one's bad. I had to put a new one on it, waiting on the power steering pump puller thing, and then I'll change that out. Other than that, the thing's running pretty good. I have the heater hoses blocked off because the dang heater cord's leaking. After I got it running and up to temperature, I figured out the heater cord's leaking. So unfortunately, I have to be pulling the more stuff out of the interior, and you know, that's yet to touch the interior. Other than the horn button, I got a new wood grain horn button to put in here, so that kind of makes the steering wheel look a lot better. You know, it's still cracked up and stuff, but it doesn't have this big gaping hole right here where the old horn button was, and I went with the wood grain because it has all the extra wood grain stuff in here. I am going to dye up a dash pad. I found some dye that I think is correct for the green, so I'm going to dye a dash pad. I'm also going to dye some armrests and get rid of these old ones, and just general cleaning. The carpet really needs cleaned, and new seat covers especially, but mainly just a general cleaning. The headliner I think is okay to leave. I want to put a new rear windshield, rear glass in it, because that is the original slider, but the gasket is bad, and you can't get a gasket for those, and the clasp that holds the windows together are bad, and I have tinted Sun-X rear glass one piece, so I'm just going to put a one-piece glass in it, and also going to put a windshield in it because this one's cracked, and the gasket's bad, obviously. So those are a few things in the interior I have to do yet. But the thing is running pretty darn good. I did change out the mirrors, so here are the replacement West Coast mirrors I put on there, so we don't have those floppy big aftermarket mirror heads with no leg right here. They were awful floppy, making lots of noise, but now they're nice and solid, so it's pretty nice to drive around now without being able to see where you're going. I also need to put some tires on it because these are like 2001 tires. I'm not sure what they came off of. No, I actually think they're older than that. That was a different truck I'm thinking of. I'm not sure what the date code is. I guess it'd probably be in the 90s. But gonna get new tires for these, and hubcaps. I don't know if I'm gonna paint the wheels. I want to, but I also don't want to go too far and you know, kind of leave the originality of it as far as, you know, you paint the wheels and they kind of stick out because the rest of the truck. I don't know. We'll see what I think there. We might sandblast and paint the wheels. Might just leave them the way they are. The problem is they don't match. You know, we got a gray one there and a rusty one there, and I think there's a white one over here. But you know, anyway, I got a hubcap to put on that, and yeah, so this thing's running pretty good. Let me start it up for you guys. It's I still have the exhaust that was on it when I got it, so it's pretty quiet. I need to adjust the high idle on this thing. It high idles really fast. I need to adjust that down. It's pretty cold here, so it's probably going to sit on high idle for a while, but running pretty good. It's just kind of quiet. I do have a new muffler and exhaust for this thing. It's back here. Got a Flowmaster muffler, and then I got an exhaust kit to put in it. And I got a tailgate to put on it. It's not really the right color. This color's right, but this color's wrong, but it's better than no tailgate, I think. So we'll see how it looks when I get it on there. But for now, let's just go take this thing for a cruise around the shop. And give you guys a little bit of a drive. It is kind of cold today, and I can't turn the heater on because the dang heater core is leaking. But I think we'll be all right. This truck actually drives really nice. The no power steering kind of sucks. Not having power steering with a power steering box, but I guess we'll manage all right. And I only have one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other. Oh, we might just go up in the field here instead of making a tight turn. But this thing really drives pretty good. It's nice and quiet in here. I think that's because it's a crew cab special and has the extra insulation in the roof. The other crew cabs I've had, I've been pretty noisy in here because the roof gets pretty tinny. It kind of makes noise and bounces around. But since this has the perforated headliner, you can tell that it has there's insulation glued up under here on the roof. At least that's the way the regular cabs are. I assume these are the same way. Another thing is got the tank all working, the fuel tank. I got the fuel cap off it, that locking fuel cap, and the inside of the tank ended up being really, really nice. So just put fuel in, hook the line up, and everything works. I haven't tried the auxiliary tank yet. We might just leave that alone because it's probably going to give us problems because I think I smelled old gas in it. But we'll see if we have enough time to mess with that as I get this thing further along. But for now, it's just, you know, it's nice to have this thing driving again after 29 years it's been off the road. So now we're back on the road with this thing after 29 years. So It's pretty neat to get this thing and drive it, because it really is a pretty neat truck. Get up here in 4th gear. Engine's still a little cold. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to call that quits for this episode and this truck for now, because the Harbor Blue Highboy is done with paint and it's already back in the shop, and this thing got kicked out of the shop, so that means we got to do some content on that thing. So hopefully you guys will see that soon on this channel. I know you guys have been looking forward to that. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you know when that happens. Hit the like button if you like this truck. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.